guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry I have been missing in action. I haven't uploaded a video in probably about 4 weeks now. But I'm back with this video. I've had a few videos that I've been editing and this is one of them. We recently went to Holy Island of Lindisfarne and it was such a beautiful place, very inspiring. I did do a few sketches on location which I'll show you, and yeah, I really enjoyed this place. It was a beautiful place full of history. As you may or may not know, this is the place the Vikings first raided when they invaded the shores of the British Isles. So it's famous for the Vikings, and before the Vikings, the saints of Aidan and Cuthbert. So Saint Aidan was an Irish monk, and then there was Saint Cuthbert, and I think Saint Cuthbert is one of England's more famous saints, home of the Lindisfarne Gospels as well. Yeah, so this has a very rich history, the birthplace of Christianity, and all that. And this is a very touristy place. It was full of tourists, and it has a lot of gift shops, and it's just very scenic. It's got a castle, the priory, and the church is the oldest, I think, on the island. I think the church is one of the oldest buildings. So the materials Kathleen used to make this St. Aidan sculpture was red concrete and coarse sand. I just love these old Celtic crosses and the design work that they put on them. It's so intricate and beautiful. I think the big arch you see here on the priory is called the Rainbow Arch. So this sculpture by Fenwick Larson is called The Journey, and it depicts the monks fleeing Lindisfarne with St. Cuthbert's body to avoid the Scandinavian raiders. He carved this with a chainsaw out of 7 elm trees, and it's a very beautiful piece. He carved this in 1999 as well. So this day was extremely windy, as you can tell. It was crazy windy, but this spot was very idyllic, very beautiful. All the wildflowers were just wonderful, very magical indeed. So the Anglo-Saxon monk St. Cuthbert lived out his later years in solitary retreat, living next to nature and the animals on this rocky outcrop. Yeah, I think it was the 7th century. He lived in hermitage. Very beautiful. So Holy Island's really interesting because it's cut off twice a day by the tide that comes in. You can walk it. We drove it. It was a very nice drive, to be honest, quite scenic. And yeah, you have to check the times before you cross over, because you can get stranded in the water. People have tried to think they can make it, but they can't. So, as promised, I'll show you some of the sketches I've done from visiting Holy Island. I'll start with the smallest ones. I have a few here. So I'll start with this small, it's a Royal Talons sketchbook, a tiny one that's just as big as my hand. So I'll start with the one you've seen me painting on the island. So I used watercolour, a base of like just simple watercolours, and then my ink pens, and yeah, I think that was it. Maybe a touch of the Inktense pencils, but that's Bamburgh Castle in the distance. So that was the first one I did. I think I finished a little bit off when I came back. I'm not sure. I don't think I did that much to it. if anything. Maybe I added some highlights for the pebbles on the beach, like the stones, maybe some Posca for that, but that's that one. And then I've got another one of the causeway. That's what you drive on to get to the island. So again, I used watercolour, then the ink pens, and then Posca for the stones and the rocks. So I did that one, and I just did a graphite sketch of the causeway. So that's using graphite. So it was a beautiful place. So I don't know whether I mentioned, but Holy Island's in Northumberland, which is on the northeast coast of England. Very, very pretty. If you live close by or you wanting to visit the northeast, Holy Island is definitely a place you should visit. It's very beautiful, with lots of history as well. So that was all I did in that small sketchbook. So in this one, this is my square Royal Talons sketchbook. It was when I first started this sketchbook. I started with this. Again, I definitely remember it was watercolour. It was my portable. So I used this portable watercolour, Winsor & Newton portable watercolour set. This is what I like to take out with me. It's definitely one of my firm favourites. So that's what I did. I did a simple wash again and used those pens. So that was that one. And then I did this rock. I'm not sure if it has any history to it. I couldn't find any history to, but it had like a stone wall around it as well. And you can walk up on the top, and we did that, and we seen all around the island as well. So that was fun. So I did that with watercolour and ink pens and ink tints as well, pencils. And then that was it for that one. I'll show you this watercolour I did from the reference picture when I got back home. This is in my Etcher Everyday Sketchbook. So I did this one. This was using my professional watercolours. This one of the castle. And you can go into the castle as well, but it was closed because we went quite late, and it was closed on the evening. So never managed to get in, but that is something I want to do next time we go. So I used watercolour, and I used Posca for the rocks, some of the pebbles, and the fence comes down here. Yeah, I think that's all I used. So that's that one. I like how that one came out. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I've got these two Royal Talons one. This one I've finished, and I did a few in this one. Let me know if you want a sketchbook tour of this one, and this one I've just started. So this one I'll find. So I did, again, it was that, it's a wider look at that rock, and this I know was the Inktense pencils. I think it was, yeah, definitely use the Inktense pencils for this because the colours are much more vivid, and the Posca marker for highlights, and I think I used those gel pens. I'll show you those gel pens. So these are those gel pens. If I say gel pens, this is what I've been taking out with me. The Pentel Gel pens. I'm not sure, and you can get them in different colours, so that's what I've been using. And yeah, that's how that one came out. So you can walk up to this and walk on and stand on the top and have a great view all around. Some great wildlife as well here, the birds, the otters and the seals. Yeah, so that one I'm happy with how that went as well. And then I painted some of the boats using the watercolour, my portable watercolour, and I want to say I used a red Posca marker for that. Maybe some white gouache as well. So that's how those came out. I haven't really painted boats before. In fact, I can't say I've ever painted boats before, but I was quite happy with those little sketches. And then not in relation to Holy Island, but you do get puffins in Northumberland, on the Northumberland coast, so I sketched a puffin bird. And then I sketched that as well. That's the wooden sculpture in the church. So it's called The Journey, the sculpture. And yeah, it's depicting the monks carrying St. Cuthbert's body away from the Viking raiders. So then I did the castle again. So I did the fine liner sketch first, then watercolour, and then I think I might have done a few of the Inktense pencils for the green, and then Posca marker for the rocks. And that's how that one came out. And again, I'm really happy with that one. Came out nice. And I think, oh no, I did another one as well in the same similar vein. So I did a fine liner sketch and then watercolour and then the Posca marker for the rocks. So that's how that one came out, just looking over towards Bamburgh Castle. And these two, obviously, and the one in my etcher as well, is from reference pictures that I took on the day. So that's how that one came out. And have I got anything else? No, I haven't. That's the only thing I've got them to. So I'll give you a close-up look of that as well. And them two. They're the only two in this one. So yeah, as I say, this one's finished. It's been finished a while. So let me know if you want a sketchbook tour of that one. And leave me a comment on any of these pictures, which ones you like, or whatever. So in this last sketchbook, it's a yellow Royal Talons one. I decorated it because I knew I'd use it around the autumn Halloween season, so. And I did this sketch of the St. Aidan statue. So I used my Faber-Castell Pitt graphite matte pencil for that. And then I did a close-up using the same pencil, but then I used a Caran d'Ache russet red and a Derwent Lightfast in black, just a shade. So that's a bit of a close-up. Again, I used my reference pictures and I sketched from those. So that's how that came out. And that was all I sketched from my trip. So thank you for watching, and please leave me a comment on what you think, or what you thought, should I say, and if you have any suggestions for future videos of mine. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. You know how life gets in the way and a few health issues that I need to sort out. And that being said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all the comments. I read them all as well, and I appreciate you all. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.